Okay, yeah. And we'll make it private after. So it is pushing now to YouTube, Monica, so you will be able to go back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. All right, so I'm getting ready to share my screen with you so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So let me know if y'all are able to see it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good deal. Also, I want to talk about equipment real fast. You want to make sure that you have enough space and enough speed on your computer, because Final Cut Pro and all of the movies and all of the music and all of the pictures that you're going to use takes up a lot of space. So I would highly recommend getting an external hard drive. Um, this is a 2 terabyte hard drive, and a regular hard drive is about 500 megabytes. So this is about 4 hard drives worth of space. That is the bishop interfering in our tutorial, but this is his ministry, so y'all pray for him. So that's I would highly recommend.
Oh, that's Bishop. Bless him, oh Lord. I thought that was the fifth preacher.
Oh my goodness.
You see your dad right. Okay.
A mess.
So so yeah, I would highly recommend y'all getting one of these, and they do have them on Amazon for about $70, so it is a good investment. So as you can see now, we are in Final Cut Pro, and you see I have the trial version on this computer. This is my personal computer, which I take home to use to edit church videos. And then we have, if you can see here, this is the computer. This is an iMac that we use here at the church. So you can get a trial version for free for 90 days. For 90 days, so that you can, whatever you learn here, you can play with at home. So you have right here, you have your projects, you have your events, you have your libraries. So every event, your event houses everything that you're going to use for that video. Your project is the actual video. I hate I couldn't get on the other one, but let's just say, for instance, there's nothing in here because I deleted everything. So let's just say, for instance, that I'm getting ready to do a new event. So we're going to call this event, wait a minute, y'all. Zoom is taking up the whole screen. Just a second. Okay, event name. Is that typing in there? Youth Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I can't see. Okay, and the size, y'all, is very important. When I started doing videos, I had all of my videos like resolution. I had my they don't even do it, but I had my resolution like 3,000 and something. You always want to keep it at 1280 by 720. The reason why is because that is the size of a regular TV screen. And so if you're doing a video, you want it to fill up your TV screen. You see how Monica's picture right there has the black on each side. You don't want to run into that by being too small with 960. And then if you have it bigger than 1280 by 720, it's going to be really big and you won't be able to see the whole picture. And so you're going to end up double working yourself. So whenever you're doing a video, you want it to be in 720 format, and you want the resolution of 1280 by 720, which is the regular size of a TV screen. And so the name of my event is going to be Youth Sunday. And in Youth Sunday, I'm going to have a project which I am going to entitle iNation Sunday in the event of Youth Sunday. And so now what I need to do is I need something to work with. And so this arrow right here is where you would import all of your videos and your pictures for your project. And so I did not download it to my disk. So I'm going to go to downloads where it should be right here. And I wanted to show me the latest downloads. So this is what I downloaded today. You see that April 24th, April 24th, April 24th. So I'm going to import these. Everything from April 24th, I'm going to import. Oh, it went back.
And all of this is coming off your terabyte that you have, or this is already it's loaded into your personal laptop already?
Oh, I downloaded this to my personal laptop. Normally
Okay.
what I would have done is when I'm done, I'm going to put all of this on my hard drive because it, like I said, it takes up a lot of space.
Okay.
So I'm going to download these. And then when I'm done, in Apple and iOS, the red dot closes it, and then the yellow dot, which there should be, is going to minimize it. So I'm gonna close it out. So these are my videos. Now there are some times where it does not render, and I have to, you see that? You hear that? I only have audio for some reason. And so I have to go back and download it, or I have to have the person to resend it because something happened in between the transition. And so here are my videos. This is a few that we're going to use. And so what I like to do is just listen to them just to see how they sound.
My name is Daly, and I am the iNation.
That's pretty good. You can hear them pretty good. So
We are iNation.
you definitely can hear that one.
Or iNation.
Okay, there we go. And
iNation.
okay. So we can hear these pretty well. And so what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make a title screen. So right here with the little movie cut thing, this is going to house all your videos and pictures. Right here, you can determine what you want to look at. Do I just want to look at photos? Do I want to look at music? Do I want to look at sound effects? This is all your musical stuff. And then where it says T, this is going to be all your text. So one of my favorite text options is called Knockout. So let me find it. So Knockout, with Knockout, you have to have a video behind it. So as you can see right there, and to play your video, you just simply hit the space bar, and to stop it, you hit the space bar. And so if I were to play it, you won't be able to see it because there's nothing behind it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to entitle this, I'm going to change my text right here. And if it runs a little slow, that's because it's working really hard because all the stuff is really big. So I'm going to entitle it iNation Sunday, okay? And so there we have it, but I can't see it because there's nothing behind it. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put daily. I'm going to put daily behind it. And so now when it plays, let me see. Y'all see how you can see the letters now in between it? So that means that Daily's video is not long enough. So I'm just going to bring Caitlin down here, and then I'm going to bring Lil Monty down here. And so this is just going to be for the intro.
My name is Daly, and I am the iNation.
Okay, so I'm not able to see both. I'm not able to see both of them. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put Sunday on another line and see if that helps. I don't know why it's doing that, but y'all get the gist of it. So I go back to the beginning, hit the space bar.
My name is Daily, and I am Irish. We are iNation. We are iNation.
Y'all, I'm sorry. Everything ringing and everything is happening. So now we have our introduction, but we don't want it to say, we don't want to hear them just yet. And we don't want to see them just yet. So I'm just going to move this over. And everything is, I'm gonna say it's fairly easy as it relates to moving stuff around. But I don't want to hear them. And y'all see right here where you can see these peaks. So all I'm going to do is just bring it all the way down. And I'm muting them so that you can't hear them.
Do that move again. What did you do?
So I'm gonna undo. It's called volume adjustment. I'm gonna undo. And right here, you see this little line right here? You see that little line on all of them? On every video you do that has audio, it's gonna have where you can raise the volume and where you can lower the volume. And so what I'm doing, I'm taking the volume all the way down on all of them because I don't need the volume right now. I just need the picture. Or let me show y'all where I go to get pictures. Let me see if it's going to show you. Y'all, the bishop locked his keys in his car. That's what you hear. Okay, so so I use Pexels. Yeah, hold on just a second, make sure everything's okay. Okay, everything's fine. Okay, so Pexels has videos and it also has pictures. And so I'm just going to download just one of these just for instructional purposes. We're just going to use this right here this week. So it's just a short video and I'm going to save video as, let me see. I'm going to save it as week background and I'm just going to save it to my downloads. Just going to save it to my downloads. So then I'm gonna go back to Final Cut Pro. And this is my import. That little arrow is where I import all of my videos, all of my pictures. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna hit content created so that it can do it in chronological order. There's my week background. I'm gonna import it. I'm gonna close this out. And so there it is right there. And it did not, let me try it again, y'all. For some reason, it did not render. Okay. I may have to re-download it. I don't know why. It may be because the computer is overworking. I'm not sure. But let's just go back and try, just download it again and see what happens. I'm not going to even name it. I'm just going to save it. Go back.
Roger, let me ask a quick question. Is there a specific like I guess, computer compatibility that you should have, or does the external hard drive take care of that issue?
So my computer, this computer that I'm on is not, it is not, it's compatible with Final Cut Pro, but as far as the capacity, it doesn't have the capacity to handle it. That's why I have the external. And I'm actually in the process of moving Final Cut Pro, the entire software, to the external. So whenever I go to any computer, I'll be able to use Final Cut Pro. And all I will have to use is the processor, and I don't have to worry about the space.
Okay.
It takes up a lot of space. The ideal computer, if you're going to be using Final Cut Pro, is MacBook Pro. If you have a MacBook Pro, you in there, because that's that's an investment. You're going to spend no less than about $1,800 to $2,500 on a good MacBook Pro. That's going to have the speed, it's going to have the space, and it's going to have the tools that you need in order to create a premium video without all of the interruptions.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm going to try to insert this little clip one more time, and if it doesn't work, we'll just go on from there. Yep, it's not coming through, so I'm not sure why that's happening. So we'll continue to use the babies in the background. But you see now that you can see Our Nation Sunday. You can still see Our Nation Sunday. Let me take the font down right here, and maybe, yeah. Okay. You know what? I just found out why it looks like that. Okay, so let's bring this up to the top. So as you can see, whatever is on the top, just like in layers, whatever is on the top, that's what you're gonna be able to see. And then whatever's on the bottom is going to be in the background. So daily right now is in portrait mode. Whenever we do a video, that black on the sides is not cute whatsoever. So we could, right here is where you make those adjustments. We can transform, we can crop it, we can distort. I use transform a lot. So what I can do is I can just pull these out to make her bigger like that, and then pull her down where you only see her face, okay? And so I will have to do that with all of them, because all of them are in portrait mode. So I'm gonna bring all of them to the front just so I can edit them. So let's go to Caitlin, same thing. So we're just going to pull her and bring her to the full screen right there. And we're gonna go to Lamonte and do the same thing for him, okay? And then pull him down into view. So now I'm just gonna pull them back behind my knockout screen. And I'm gonna pull Daily over a little bit, because when it opens, I don't want them to see Daily, I want them to see the screen, okay? And make sure they're real close together so that we don't have any gaps. So now I'm gonna go back to this, to my text, and I'm gonna bring it back to the bigger letters, and let's see what it looks like now. So we're just gonna hit the space bar and play it. And that little ball there means that it's processing. It's working overtime, y'all. There we go. So y'all see how that looks?
Yes.
And so now we can jazz it up. So over here, you have your transitions, and then you have your effects. So one of my favorite effects is a lighting effect. And it's called intro, I think it's called, yeah, intro flash. So what I want to do is I want to add that to the actual text. And all you do is you just drag it on top of it. And so now let's see what it looks like when it plays. Y'all see that? Just real simple, but it gives it a little nuance to the introduction of your video. Okay. So now what I want to do, I don't want them to see Monty just yet. And we can see that even though we've made him bigger, when he stands up, he's out of frame. So what I need to do now is bring it down a little bit. But I don't want them to see him. So I'm going to have to cut him just a little bit. So when I do is I play it. And where that stops at, what I'm going to do is make sure that he's highlighted. I'm going to go to trim. And the function is called blade. And you see how that little piece right there, that little highlighted piece, that's the portion that has been bladed. And I'm going to highlight this and I'm just going to delete it. And so what should happen is when it's played, they should still see the background, but they should not see him until I get ready to put him in the frame. Now that's what should happen. So I just move this over a little bit. Okay, and I'll go back here and see what it looks like. Okay, so there we go. And this part right here, we just delete. And so now we have our introduction. Now what we want to do is we want to start adding the babies. And so now we have Daily, but I just don't want Daily to come up. I want to put her name first, and then I want them to see her. And so let's choose, I think it's called scale. Let me see. Scale. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag this right beside there, and I'm going to rename it. It says Scale 3D, but I'm going to rename it Daily Savannah. Okay. And so now I'm going to go back over to my event where all of my videos are, and I'm going to bring Daily down here. I'm going to make her the full size of the screen so there is no black because we don't want any blacks on the side. And we're going to play it just to see what it looks like, okay?
My name is Daily, and I am Irish.
Okay, so that looks good, but we don't want good, we want great. And so what we're going to do is to jazz it up a little bit. We want to put in a transition in between the introduction and in between Daily's name. So when you see this little sign right here that looks like an infinity sign, that's your transitions. So we want to go, and you see that you have all types of transitions that you can use. You can rotate, you can spin, you can flip. So let's just do something simple. Let's just do a slide. And again, all you do is you put it in between where you want the transition. So I wanted to slide in between the introduction and her name. And then I wanted to spin. Let me see if it'll let us go in there. So what that means is that the space in between the name and the actual video is too small, and so they have to make one. The problem with this is that it may cut off a little portion of the video, but I still play it to see how much is cut off, and if it's too much cut off, then I go to another transition. And so let's just start right before the introduction and see how it looks. Oh, that was really short.
My name is Daily, and I am Irish.
Okay, so that was good. So I don't like this transition into the actual name. So let's just spin the name, and we're gonna spin Daily. So all I did there, I just deleted it. I just hit delete, and I just added another transition. I dragged it over there. So now let's play it and see what it looks like. Wait a minute, something didn't happen. Let's try it again.
My name is am the Irish.
Okay. So did y'all see where little Monty was still there? So what I'm just going to delete that because I don't want that little after effect. And let's see what it looks like. I like that.
My name is Daly, and I am the Irish.
Okay, y'all. So I think that's good. So David has a little light voice, and that's good. But when we put music up under it, then it's going to be different. We're going to have to make it louder. So what we've done, we have done an introduction. We've done a knockout introduction. We showed you how to put the pictures in the background so that you can see the actual words. We have added an effect to the introduction. We have added videos, we've added title screens, and we have added transitions. Now what we want to do is we want to add a little music so that we can get an ambiance, because you don't want a video of the babies and just them talking. You want to have some music to add a little flair. So what we're going to go now, we're going to go back to import. And now I'm going to go to my passport because I do have music on there. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to, let me see, file type. And that way I can find the music easier. Instead, I don't want to go in chronological order. I actually want to know what kind of file because I need a music file now. So these are all my picture files, JPEG. These are movies. These are PNG. When you see PNG, what that basically means is that that particular file is not going to have a background. You know how you have a file with a little white around it, and then when you get ready to put it in something, you have all this white background. If you save it as a PNG, it erases that white background and just allows you to focus on the picture. So that's what that PNG is. And PNG is better for web posting. If you are posting anything online, if you are posting anything on your website, anything to your professional social media page, a PNG image is going to be better because people are always pulling stuff from your page, especially if you are branding yourself, and especially with you, Monica, and especially Shay with Jamarcia. Let's just say they're invited to speak somewhere. They're going to go to their face. The first place they're going to go is Facebook, and they're going to see what pictures they have, what graphics they have, and they're going to pull those graphics. So you want them to have the best graphic that they can. It can be a JPEG, but if it's a smaller picture, when they go to expand it, it's going to lose its integrity. And that's when you get that grainy looking picture. And so when they do the flyer, you be like, ooh, but that's the picture that you put out there. So if you're going to put pictures on Facebook on your professional page, make sure that they are good quality, preferably PNG. If they're not PNG, make sure that they have a lot of pixels. Make sure that they are over 1,000 pixels if possible, because when they expand them, you want your picture to still look like you instead of looking grainy.
Okay, may I answer the question?
Uh-huh.
Okay, how do we know, because when even when the ministry sends over the pictures and stuff, how do we know if it's what we're going to need or what we're doing pixel wise, or whether, I know on the end it'll say JPEG or PNG, but how will we know if they're the right pixel even though they sent it in that format, if that makes sense?
Okay, so when you are, okay, so if you work in Canva, when you save it in Canva as a PNG, that's going to be the largest file they have. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to save big and it's going to display well. How I know is that I work in Photoshop. And so when I'm working in Photoshop, all of my pixels, they all of the sizes of my projects, they start at 350. That's not the number of pixels. That is actually, how can I explain it? It's the size of the rendering. So you can start from 50 all the way up to 500. So I kind of meet it somewhere in the middle at 350. So I start at 350. And then when I save it, it asks me if I want to save it as a large file or if I want to save it as a small file. That's when I get into my pixels. If you're not working in Photoshop, it just depends on what software you're using. So what software are you using?
As far as pictures, my cell phone. Or, oh, you talking about to make graphics?
Uh-huh.
Graphics, I use Canva, and then majority of them I use Pixel, the one that you're using with the free photos, and Pixabay. I
Mhm.
get them from there. But my own personal photos, I just use my cell phone.
Okay, so on your cell phone, there are settings where you can set it at the highest, but that means that you won't be able to save as many pictures. You're going to have to save them to your cloud if you have an iPhone. But you do have, like, on my Android. What are y'all using? Monica, you have an Android or iPhone?
I have a S8 Droid.
Okay, you have a Droid. So
Yes, ma'am.
in your Droid, when you get ready to take pictures, in your settings, it asks you what sizes you want to save your pictures as. So you can save it as let me see, save options. You can save it starting like at 1080, and you can go all the way up to like 3470, something like that. If you are taking pictures on your cell phone for professional purposes, I will go in and change my settings and change it to the highest setting allowed. That way it's going to capture all the light. And that way, when you send it to anybody, if they can stretch it as wide as they want to, it will go on a billboard. So you can be sure to change the settings in your phone. You can do that on the iPhone as well. But just remember to go back and change it back, because every picture you take is going to be big, and you're going to find that your phone is going slower, and you're losing space because those pictures are so big.
Wonder,
Okay.
I know you mentioned, I'm sorry, were you saying something, Monica?
Go ahead, Queen. You're fine.
I know you mentioned the iCloud for iPhone. Would that be the Drive, Google Drive, or something like that for us, or for Android people, or where could we save that?
So Android, I would definitely recommend using Google Drive. Even with Google Drive, if you're saving pictures that big and videos, Google Drive only gives you, I think, 25 megabytes, if I'm not mistaken, of data, of storage. It only costs $1.99 for a terabyte of additional space.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
I would highly, highly recommend, if you are, again, if you are branding, if you have any type of brand or business, invest that $1.99 so that you can start saving everything to your Google Drive. And y'all use folders. I'm gonna go back. I'm not sure if you saw, but start categorizing everything, because it's hard to go back and find stuff that I know I saved it here. That's why I got music for videos, music clips, pictures, and that way it's categorized, and all I have to do is just go in and just look for the name of what I need. But definitely make those investments. With iCloud, you can get a terabyte for $2.99. With Google, you can get a terabyte for $1.99. So as soon as you save it on your phone and you're done with it, move it directly to Google Drive. Also, go ahead and start a favorites folder. You can create folders on your phones. You can have folders for flyers, pictures for flyers, pictures for promotions, personal pictures, family, and that way, when someone says, I'm getting ready to do an event and I need a casual photo of you, you ain't got, okay, well, you got to go and scroll. I already have a folder that says promotional pictures casual, promotional pictures professional, promotional pictures churchy. And I just go in there and choose one and just send it. And so this is just going to cut down on productivity and just help you be more efficient in what you do. That's just a little side note. Ain't got nothing to do with
I learned that in your class, administrator. I learned that in your class.
Oh, great.
Come on now, come on.
Okay, so y'all, the last thing, we got just a few minutes, is we want to add some music, and so we can kind of listen to them. Okay, let me see. We want something that's kind of upbeat for the babies. There we go. We're gonna try that one. So we're gonna import that. We're gonna close it out. And so there it is right there. So you see these yellow lines around it. If I don't want to download the whole thing, I can take that back and only download a portion of it. So I'm just going to download a portion for training purposes. And all I do, I'm going to drag it up under everything else. Okay. And so you remember when I told y'all that daily sounds good right now, but when the music comes on, we may have to make her a little bit louder. The music is always going to be set at 1 or at 0. Y'all see that? It's set at 0 decibels. And right now, it's pretty loud. So I'm going to bring it down till about, let's do negative 13. So let's play it from the beginning and see what it sounds like.
My name is Haley, and I am Irish.
So what I normally do, and I'm sorry I didn't do this at the beginning, I'm gonna take it back up to 0. So what I do when it gets ready for Daily to come in, so she transitions right there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna highlight the music and remember the trim. I'm gonna cut it right there. And then I'm going to, this right here, this function right here, I'm gonna drag it, no, go back. Let me see, where is it? That right there, it allows it to fade in, and I'm going to lower it right there. So take it to about right there. Yeah, about right there. And so with daily, I'm going to, so right here, this is how I can edit my music. So with daily, equalization, I can't see. Okay, with equalization, I'm going to add some loudness to her voice right there. And so it can kind of balance it out a little bit. So let's try it from the beginning and see what happens.
My name is Haley, and I am Irish.
Okay, so it's still a little loud, so we need to go in and kind of adjust her voice, but that's the gist of what we would do to kind of start this video. And basically what I would do from there is I would add everybody's name, give them a transition, and then maybe add some type of effect to the actual video just to give it some pizzazz. So that's introduction to video editing. This is going to take a while because we still have some families who have not sent in their videos. You can see these videos didn't even come through. So I'm gonna have to contact them. So we have what, 6 videos so far. And so we have to do that for 6 videos. We got to make sure the volume is correct. We have to make sure that the transitioning is good. And then we're gonna have to render it and make sure that it's able to play on cell phones, on computers, on tablets, and everything like that. So that's just a little bit. Do y'all have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, this is going to be on YouTube under Impact Church. And so y'all can go and view it and review anything that we've done today. I'm going to do this on next week as well. I would highly recommend you trying the free version of Final Cut Pro. It's free for 90 days and there are no restrictions. Every video that you create, you keep. So I would highly recommend that so y'all can get in and just play with it. But thank y'all so much for joining the Zoom, and I will let you know
Thank
what
you.
you Hey, Paisley. And I'll let y'all know what day and time we're going to do it on next week. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your
Okay,
leadership.
sounds good. Yes,
All right. Y'all have a good one.
You
You
too.
have an amazing weekend. Happy weekend, Shay Bay.
Same to me. Same to you.
All
All
right.
right, talk to y'all
Bye,
soon.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
y'all.